Generally, I find teachers are great on breathing out, not so good on breathing in. Normally, I find teachers fantastically motivated people who have got very high performance levels in their approach to their vocation as a teacher in a Catholic school, which is fantastic. And but the breathing in, you know, what about reflecting on your own life with Christ rather than just, oh, this would be good. I must remember that. I'll give that to my teachers, or I'll give that to my students. I'll make a module, I'll put a curriculum together for this. You know, please, let's not all be Marthas. Let's have a taste of Mary as well. Martha's the breathing out person in the Gospels, but Mary is the breathing in, and we need both. If you're a head teacher or a deputy, you are the chief evangelist in your school. You can't have a person who's in charge of the evangelist department. And no, forget about the department. Evangelization is not a department of Christianity. It's the essence of it. That's what the popes have been saying. We're in a golden age of magisterial teaching on evangelization, and most of us wouldn't even be able to spell the word kerygma, let alone say what it means. So, everybody, what would you like to think about that? Otherwise, this is just going to be another in-service. Oh, well, we had a few days up our sleeves, and I've got other things happening. You know, maybe I might do a master's in evangelisation, so I'll come. Look, forget about all that. What about you? Do you see yourself in your school as the chief evangelist, yes or not? And please ask yourself that now, and ask yourself on Saturday night when you go home. See if there's a change. I'm turning, in my archdiocese, as best I can with the help of the Holy Spirit, the pyramid upside down. Rather than the teachers evangelise the students, I believe we're in a new epoch of evangelisation of the Catholic Church, particularly in Western countries like the ones that we're in, where there's a whole lot of malaise. We've got the infrastructure, we've got the big schools, but we haven't got the energy. Powerlessness of the gospel is often the deepest cause of sickness in our schools. It's all about performance. But it's all really about presence, the presence of God in our midst. Then the performance comes. So, turning it upside down means that the students become evangelizers of teachers.
Inspiring, enthusing, challenging and thought-provoking. Those words come to mind when I reflect back on my last few days here at St Mary's.
The main thing about it has been the way it's brought people together from two different parts of the world, and for me particularly, because I'm from both of those parts of the world, it's meant something quite special. But from a Catholic leader's point of view in a school, it's been really exciting to see a really joined up, well-organised vision for how we might be able to deliver more effectively formation for the pupils we work with and our staff. So I feel really encouraged and excited by the whole experience.
This whole experience has been just totally transformational. I've been involved in Catholic education for coming up to 40 years, and this has made a fundamental change in my life and has reinforced the wonderful joy of being a Catholic educator. Coming from the Diocese of Down and Connor, a little small part of Northern Ireland, I feel fully connected now to our universal church and the good news that the Holy Spirit is working and moving amongst us all.
The weekend has been great for me. I feel like it's given me a real confidence to think about the connectedness of lots of different schools, both within the UK and across the world, looking at the Australian context. I think it's also interesting to share that story when we feel like we've all got a lot to do in order to accomplish the mission, but really exciting to be with a lot of like-minded people.
To borrow from Archbishop Prowse's very encouraging presentation, I think when I reflect back on it, I can see the importance of myself as principal of the school as being the chief evangeliser of the school. It really has to come from the top, as Archbishop Prowse really made it very clear. Also, I've learnt about the importance of ensuring that we really witness to our faith and that we do talk about our encounters with Jesus Christ in an intentional and purposeful way with our staff and with our young people.
We talked about the head, the hands and the heart, didn't we? This event has, in terms of the head, it's given me lots of things to think about, get my brain working. Hands, it's given me stuff to go back to school and do, actually practically get on with things. But the most important thing has been the heart, and it's reignited in me my faith, and that's been due to the company of some wonderful people, some great sessions and fantastic speakers. Leaders of the sessions are absolutely superb.
To the young people, now look, I heard somebody say we're the young people. You know, those who are younger than those who've been in service for 40 years are chipped out to me, you know. But you have done a tremendous amount. Your energy, your vitality, your commitment, that's the bedrock for the future. It's wonderful. And it reminded me, my favourite prophet is the prophet Jeremiah, who's often conveyed as the prophet of doom and gloom, but he is far from it. Because at the start of the prophet Jeremiah, or one of it, he says, I can't not speak about the message because it is a fire caught up in my bones. That fire has been in my bones, but my goodness, you have ignited a fire.
We are all facing the same challenges, and that we're all working hard, but sometimes we need to stop working and listen and learn and be surprised. So I was not surprised, because I thought the literature and the programme looked really impressive, that I would learn a lot, so the head. I thought also that, it's going to be quite busy. There'll be a lot of input, I'll see a different way of doing things, and that'll be that. But in actual fact, I have found it transformational. I haven't always found it easy. There have been things that have challenged me, maybe called me a little bit out of my comfort zone. But I realised today, reflecting on the gifts and the graces of the last few days, that in fact that's all been part of the Lord surprising me. And it has given such a sense of companionship and not optimism but hope. We have to be realistic about the challenges are great, but I feel a lot better about going back to my head teachers and saying, so this is where we are, so what do you think the Lord wants us to do with that? What might the Spirit be telling us about the circumstances the church is in just now? And let's move forward together as companions.